let's move on to what's the more competitive setting of the draw, which is, this one. So I think rather than, I think what we'll do is we'll go to this match, which was the last ball that dropped, and that was Amanda Anisimova against Linda Noskova, which I think was probably the best women's match of the day. That match really could have gone either way. Absolutely loved watching it. Really similar players. They were both absolutely hitting it. Crazy momentum swings. At the end of the day, it was just Linda Noskova getting a little bit tight in the final game as Anisimova raised her level to get the job done. Jack, you want to come in on this one?
Yeah, I was quite gutted for Noskova because it totally was. It was just a little bit of tension in the last few games, and you could tell she was really upset afterwards because it really could have went either way, and I think she was just a bit upset at her own game, and it really counted. Just like I think the match point, for example, it was quite a high backhand for Anisimova, and Noskova was so desperate to get to the ball, she left the line completely open. And you could just tell there was a lot of tension in there. And maybe not her time yet, but Noskova was definitely the kind of player that if she puts everything together at some point in her career, obviously she's only 20 years old, then she's going to be super, super dangerous. She's just not quite ready yet.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's got so much like stuff. She showed it before. And yeah, it's great to see sort of what she's achieved so far by the age of 20. I think she's got hugely promising game, and she was Murtatunga's pick on WTA Weekly to make the semis from that section. But credit to Anna Anisimova, who has been the top seed in this quarter since Paolini went out, and really has been playing like it. And Zach, where are you at with? Did you catch the match? Where are you at with Anisimova right now?
I only caught a little bit, but I just gotta say, both players, absolute talents, and I think both are going to be on the tour for a decade plus. I mean, it really, really just a few games that I caught. Fun power baseline tennis from Anisimova. She did not go to college. Just want to point out that her older sister Maria did play college tennis. So I think that, like, not saying she's a product of college tennis, but she's not a bit of a product of college tennis. Many people are saying. So I think that's worth pointing out. I think, I talked about those four that I thought really had a shot against Sabalenka, and I wish that I'd caught a few more games, because if I had, I think I might agree with Jack that she's in that mix now. I think of all the players, of those four, I think Anisimova has the best shot against the Sabalenka type. Just really, really strong, able to handle the pace, able to dictate points a little bit. I was impressed.
Yeah, I think if we get a Sabalenka and Anisimova semi-final, and we'll talk about how likely that is in a minute when we preview the quarterfinal, I genuinely think that is going to be a blockbuster. I genuinely would put Sabalenka on upset alert, partly because of her history with Anisimova being able to beat her before. Maybe Anisimova being able to play a bit more sterner test than some of his opponents that Sabalenka's had so far and been able to stave off. I have to say I really liked how, despite how Anisimova's maybe dropped a couple of sets and they've been 7-5 the scoreline both times against Damagalfi and then Linda Noskova. She's been able to execute her game really well, come back from that sense of adversity and absolutely crunch that way and raise her level. And we have seen Anisimova come on leaps and bounds this year. Well, maybe not leaps and bounds, but finally sort of harness her potential that we've been talking about for 5-6 years now. So I'm super excited to see what she can do. She's now one match away from making the Wimbledon quarterfinal. Any final words on Anisimova from either of you before we move on to her opponent in that quarterfinal?
I just got to acknowledge Damien just grinding, watching challengers, just watching challengers every day. That man and his coverage are remarkable. And so not only should everybody listening be following Talking Tennis and Jack and Nick, please give Damien a follow, because if you really want to see what big break and love of the game, it is not for, as you can see, arenas full of people and big money.
Oh yeah, I went to the Challenger in Ilkley a few weeks ago, and that was a lot of fun. And yeah, that can be where it's at. So sometimes, and you get some really great tennis there. And great plug for following things and following Talking Tennis. If you are new, please give us this video a like, give us a subscribe, follow the channel for more content like this.
Nick, you're being called Mr. Ilkley. Did you know that?
I can see that. Yes, I think I need to stop talking about it. It's I might have to break out the Birmingham 2023 stories. Anyway, we will move on to the next, the final match of the day. Final match that we haven't mentioned yet. One of the first matches of the day, first match on centre. Sonia Cartel. Her heroic British run ended against Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in what was a close 2-set match. Yep, and she gets into her 10th Grand Slam quarterfinal, 9 years from her previous Wimbledon one. Great result from her. Like, just always find the big name. Still think her match with Osaka was one of the best matches of the tournament so far. And I thought, great to come back from that sort of setback. Was definitely frustrated with it. I will say that I don't know if this problem is necessarily a Wimbledon, the situation of, like, I'd say the main problem is not necessarily the line call didn't work, as concerning as that is, and more nobody used common sense and just called the ball out for what it was. And I don't know whether this, but I think I can't really definitively say this is a specifically Wimbledon problem or Grand Slam problem, or if this happened at an ATP or WTA 250 event, would the same thing have happened? I think that is very possible. So I think I put that out there, as I think this just happened to be the tournament where this came up. I think I put that out there for the kind of implementation of it. They're just going to have to figure out how to better run with this technology.
I guess what I'd say though, Nick, is it makes it almost even worse that this is the tournament where it happened to come up. If it happened at a 250, where the budget is a lot smaller, where the time and energy on getting everything right is not comparable to a tournament like Wimbledon. This is like, the majors are the ones where it is categorically the most important. The stakes are the highest. They have to find a way to get it right. And I think that this is something where, again, if there's a longer tennis off, it is better to not have shots, but to not have Hawkeye. We're going to get without it.
Yeah, this happens a lot. Then we need to look at whether technology is the better solution.
Also, Ghosty and I are going to figure out the JFK thing together. I don't know if you saw that in the comments. I think a couple of Red Bulls and painting inside the lines, we might see there's a second shooter out there.
This is good grief. This is like whole different corners of YouTube now. Let's talk. Let's stick to our tennis corner of YouTube. We are going slightly delirious, I think, because we've gone over an hour. Let's talk about this quarterfinal between Amanda Anisimova and Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. Very interesting matchup. Like, I guess, Jack, where do you see this one going? Because this is interesting. Anisimova, on paper, the favourite, has nice hype around her. I wouldn't discount Pavlyuchenkova, though, at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I'm almost tempted to actually side with Pavlyuchenkova, who has maybe shown that she can ramp it up this tournament, just specifically maybe more so than Anisimova. I actually might side with Pavlyuchenkova very, very slightly. Very slightly. I'm expecting it to be really close. I just think Pavlyuchenkova has been here, done that. I know Anisimova has as well, but I feel like she's playing it a tiny, tiny bit better, and it could be enough. So I'm kind of like 55-45, not mega confident, but that's how I'm feeling.
Interesting. We just got the head-to-head, and they've played 3 times. Anisimova has won all 3 of those. Let's have a look and see which match where they've come at. And oh gosh, there've been some really close ones actually.
Yeah, but It's going to be 4-0. I got Anisimova. She's just too strong right now on grass. She's been to a quarterfinal at Wimbledon before. She's made a major semi. You know, the moment's not going to be too big to her. She very much is the favorite for me. That being said, Pavlyuchenkova showed some real mental toughness, real resilience today. Is a great player. Certainly has what it takes to get the win. But I feel pretty good about the young American here.
So Anasimova-Pavlyuchenkova, yeah, I can see these being close sets, whether it's 2 or 3. But I am with you, Zach. I think Anisimova has to be the favorite. I like how confident she's kind of making herself at the moment. I think this match is going to come down to who's going to be the mentally tougher on the day. And, you know, in that respect, it's 50-50. But with the momentum, with the hype, I'm going to have to back Anisimova at the moment, especially since, you know, maybe some slightly better grass results going into this as well. I'm not saying Pavlyuchenkova didn't have it because she got to these Eastbourne semis, but Anisimova made the Queen's final, looked pretty good there. Yeah, I think there's a growing sense of belief with both players, but I think Anisimova is more obvious. So I will probably give it a 60-40 Anisimova, but I am... but yeah, that's it's going to be close, and I think this is going to be the more competitive quarterfinal, and it'll be interesting to see who ends up potentially playing Sabalenka in the last semi-final. But I'm going with Anisimova, maybe out of hope for a pretty dramatic semi-final if that were to happen.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out. Well. Welcome to those tuning in for the Anisimova-Pavlyuchenkova match. But we are in tense moments on centre court. (15:40) Pavlyuchenkova on her serve, by the way, at the beginning of the match. So already some pressure there for the Russian. Second serve for Sabalenka to look at. Anisimova breaks Pavlyuchenkova in the beginning of the match. So she leads 1-love over Pavlyuchenkova, does the American. I tipped her for a year-end top 10 finish. Tense times. Backhand return. Backhand drop shot. Siegemund is not going to go over the net. And the minute it came off her racket, she did a little jump, but she willed it over the net, but it didn't go over the net. Forehand return from Arena is going to go awry. 30 all. Pressure, pressure, pressure. 55 of you tuning in right now on YouTube for this Sabalenka Siegemund quarterfinal. Please do hit the like button. And if you haven't done so already, click subscribe. Forehand return from Arena. Forehand slice from Siegemund. And Sabalenka doesn't like that. And she puts her forehand into the net. So many errors off the racket of Arena today. Sabalenka and Wimbledon has been a story of so near and yet so far. Semi-finals in 2021 and 2023. I think it was 3-set losses on both occasions, if I'm right. Last year, of course, she was injured. This year, here she is in the quarterfinals. Forehand return. Siegemund is going to put that forehand long. Sabalenka whacks the ball into the ground, even though she won the point. She's just thinking about the match as a whole and how it hasn't quite gone her way thus far. Pavlyuchenkova has a break point, but that comes and goes. Coming up after this on centre court will be Carlos Alcaraz against Cam Norrie. They have a lot to live up to in terms of the drama we're seeing right now. Second serve here. You can cut the tension with a cricket stump. Backhand return from Arena. Forehand there from slices, slices, slices. Now it's a forehand slice from Arena. Forehand slices from both players. Listen to the oohs and the ahs from the crowd. Sabalenka trying to pick up the pace. Backhand from Siegemund goes into the net. It's going to be a break point for Sabalenka. Fun, fun, fun. Anisimova holds for 2-love. 7 minutes on the clock there on number 1 court. Siegemund to serve. Break point. 4-3 she leads. First serve desperate. Gets it. Backhand return. Backhand from Siegemund. She comes into the net. Nervy smash. She lands it in. Sabalenka misses the backhand. It was a tough, tough smash. She did really well to deal with it. And to be fair, although it was down the middle and therefore giving Sabalenka a chance, as we see that British actor whose name escapes me. Players are ready. Hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Siegemund serving here, deuce. Forehand return from Arena. Oh, that squash shot from Siegemund is not going to work. It's going to land out. Well, that was close. Break point number 2 here for Arina Sabalenka. There's the old Bertie in the umpire's chair. He only turns up for the big occasions. You won't see him doing a challenger in Porto in August. Advantage Sabalenka. Second serve, clips the net and goes long. Sabalenka Siegemund. Break point for the Belarusian. Siegemund here, second serve. Down the tee. That was easily in. Forehand. Oh, the forehand, little squash shot again. That's the second time in quick succession it happens. It doesn't land in, and Sabalenka's broken back for all. Again, Arena has a chance to lead this match for the first time. Did nerves play a role in that? Not sure. What an epic occasion this is turning out to be. A match worthy of the occasion. We're approaching 3 hours for this match. I'm quite upset with some action going on from the crowd between first and second serves. Sabalenka here now, chance to reset. Misses the first serve. Both players now reset, but that's not great news for Lauda Siegemund, who's been in front in this match, fought throughout, including just now, of course, with a break advantage at 4-3. Second serve return goes into the net from Lauda. Lauda, of course, does occasionally do that sort of squash shot or the forehand slice or the pat back, but she seems to be doing it all the time right now, and it's not working. Somehow she needs to remember what's been going on for the previous 2 hours and 45 minutes. But it's tricky. Pressure. This is becoming a tennis match right now, and that is not what Siegemund wants. Like a traditional tennis match, I mean. For those of you keen to know what's going on between Anisimova and Pavlyuchenkova, Anisimova leads 3-love with a double break at the beginning of that match. Sabalenka here, 30-love. Ace. And Arena Sabalenka now has 3 opportunities to get this game done and lead in this match for the first time. It's the first ace of the match, which is wild, particularly from Arena Sabalenka giving her serving prowess. 40-love. Fault down the tee. 40-love. Sabalenka here serving. Second serve. That last one that didn't land in was 112 miles an hour. Chop return. Forehand Sabalenka's going to miss. 40-15. Ace number 2. Sabalenka holds for 5-4. Sabalenka, 0 aces in the entire match. We get to 4-all in the deciding set, and she decides to hit 2 aces. And she holds, and she leads in this match for the first time. 2 hours and 48 minutes of play. And finally, the world number 1 is in front. How is Siegemund going to deal with this now? Having been the leader throughout, now she trails. And she's serving to stay in the match. Boy, oh boy. Oh, Lauda. Lauda Siegemund. She told me a couple of years ago in Madrid, she once ordered rations instead of tapas by mistake, thinking it was tapas. And she ordered 3 or 4 of these, and she got a huge meal in front of her. Well, now she has a huge deal in front of her as she serves at 4-5 to stay in the match. This is big now. Lauda Siegemund. Pavlyuchenkova and Anisimova. 3-love. Anisimova leads, and she has a game point for 4-love. But it's all about Siegemund and Sabalenka is what it's all about right now. Backhand here from Sabalenka. Drop shot from Siegemund is not going to work, I don't think. She's going to be under pressure here at love 15. I have to work. So, Siegemund here, love 15 on her serve. Oh no. Oh no, love 30. It did feel like it. It did feel like it, didn't it? In that previous game. Forehand return from Sabalenka goes into the net, 15-30. Pavlyuchenkova leads 30 love, by the way. Love 4, but 30 love. She tries to get on the board. Siegemund here, though. Center court. This is where all of our attention is really right now. The whole tennis world is watching at 15-30. Down the tee, forehand return. And that squash shot, I don't like it right now for Siegemund. The backhand goes long from Laura Siegemund, and it's 2 match points for Aryna Sabalenka. It did feel like it at 4-3 that was the last chance for Laura. Back-to-back games for Sabalenka. The break and then the hold. She led for the first time in the match, having trailed from the moment this match began. She went down 3 love and has not led until now. Siegemund facing 2 match points. Where is your nerve at? And where is your serve at? Where's it going? Forehand return from Sabalenka. Backhand from Siegemund. Forehand Sabalenka. That squash shot there from both players now. Siegemund comes into the net. What a drop shot from Laura Siegemund. Nicely done. Look at her breathing a sigh of relief. 30-40. Wow, wow, wow. Please do hit that like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. 30-40, Laura Siegemund serving here. Where are you going with this serve? You are going to go to the forehand of Sabalenka. Forehand from Siegemund. Forehand Sabalenka. Backhand defensive. Is Sabalenka going to put it away? She does. Sabalenka is through to the semi-finals at Wimbledon. Siegemund there and Sabalenka embraced at the net. Painful, painful loss for Siegemund, who led for 98% of the match, but the crucial 2% is the final 2%. It's who wins the last point. And the person who won the last point is the world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka. Wow. Best match of the tournament so far? Let me know in the comments section. But it's Sabalenka who's in the semi-finals. 3-set epic and almost 3 hours. So much to unpack in this match. Siegemund started like a super fast, high-speed train into a 3-love lead. She went with a double break. Sabalenka gets one of those breaks back, and you thought, okay, the fun time is done. And Siegemund was like, no, this is just the beginning of the fun time. And she ended up taking that first set by 6-4. She waves to the crowd. There's some pain there because she knows, oh, look at her team. She's 37 years old. It's probably the last time we see her at this depth of a Grand Slam tournament in the singles at least. She had her chances. We'll come to those in a moment. Sabalenka, though, won the second set 6-2. And again, it felt like the momentum was changing. Again, Siegemund was like, no, this is not the momentum change you all think. She goes up a break. Sabalenka reels her in. She goes up a break again. By the way, at 3-1 in that third set, she has a volley on top of the net at love 15. And you think, okay, she misses that volley. There would have been love 30 and a chance at a double break advantage. She didn't get it. She goes up, though, 4-3. She's there 4-3 with a break. But once Sabalenka broke, she railed out 3 games in a row to ultimately take the match. No doubt. There's so much. So, Sabalenka is into the Wimbledon semi-finals once again. Sabalenka there through in 3. Pretty crazy sets. Pretty crazy. How can we unpack that? Shall we try? Just very quickly and have a quick look at the stats from that 3-set epic. Listen, there's been a lot of 3-set great matches in this tournament, but that for me, probably the most fun of all. 2 hours and 54 minutes. I just feel pretty bad for Laura Siegemund right now. As I said in my initial reaction, she led for 98% of that match. If the match was 2 hours and 54 minutes, she probably led it or didn't trail until about 2 hours and 50 minutes. So for 4 minutes, let's say, Sabalenka was in front. But it's all about being in front for the final 4 minutes or even the final seconds. Sabalenka solves the puzzle is one headline I can see here. Just having a look at some of these stats. It was a tricky one, that's for sure. And she was posed by Laura Siegemund, but solve it she did. 4-6, 6-2, 6-4. So let's have a quick look at some of these stats from the encounter. Sabalenka in the attack for the most part, but it didn't feel that way. It's a deceptive statistic when you come up against a wily opponent such as Siegemund. By the way, Sabalenka hit 2 aces in the entire match, which for a 3-hour epic is not many at all. But they both came in that 4-all game when she holds for 5-4, heaping the pressure on Laura Siegemund that she wasn't quite able to deal with. 4 double faults from Marina. Long gone are the days when she was double figuring for double faults. Just 4 today, that's fine. 5 from Laura Siegemund, that's no problem for her either. First serves in, both well over 60% for both players. In fact, Laura hitting nearly 70%. Second serve point 1 from both players, just a fraction over 30%. I mean, it added to the fun and the intrigue in what was a break fest. But because Siegemund was always getting the sort of early breaks, I say early breaks, she got the early breaks in the first and third set. She was the one that always led. The net point stat, by the way, was a healthy sort of 70-odd%, I think, for Sabalenka at one stage, but it did drop to 58%. But of course, she's coming to the net 43 times. Now, that is not just a tactic. That is also because of the way Siegemund brings you into the net with the drop shots and the slices, etc., and the short balls that are often intentional. I did feel that Siegemund, though, in the last 2 or 3 games, there was too many of those sort of forehand squash shot returns and mid-rally sort of squash shot forehands that were just not spinny enough and not low enough, and they were often going deep and sometimes out. Just in those last 2 or 3 games, just when it mattered most. 29 winners from Sabalenka and 28 from Siegemund. Unforced errors, by the way, both of them hitting in the mid-30s there, but both of them, by the way, as well, covering around about 3 kilometers, but it is Aryna Sabalenka into a Wimbledon semi-final once again. Look forward to seeing you on the other side for Pavlyuchenkova and Anisimova. So, Pavlyuchenkova, Anisimova, I said my attention would be there right now. Anisimova, last I saw, was leading 5-2. I'm guessing that she's probably won that first set. She has. So she leads by 1 set to love. So that was a pretty quick set as we welcome some of the people that were watching Sabalenka and Siegemund. The other 2 quarterfinals thus far have been pretty less dramatic. Of course, the winner of this match will play the winner of Siegemund and Sabalenka. So at the moment, it looks like we're on course for an Anisimova-Sabalenka blockbuster semi-final, but Pavlyuchenkova may yet have an answer to the Anisimova steam train that has raced away with that first set by 6-1. Coming up shortly on centre court will be Cam Norrie against Carlos Alcaraz. Is Pavlyuchenkova just having some time out? Maybe. She's just coming back to the court right now. Okay. So, Pavlyuchenkova returns to the court. She lost the first set 6-1. Anisimova is going to serve first, just half an hour on the clock. Almost 5 minutes since the last point. Anyway, she gets ready to serve. 6-1. She won that first set in double quick time. Pavlyuchenkova, though, wins the first point of this second set. Backhand return here now. She looks to win the second point as well. Forehand to forehand right now. Backhand from Pavlyuchenkova. Forehand from Anisimova. Backhand down the line. Effort from Pavlyuchenkova, though, but it goes into the net 15 all. Forehand return from Pavlyuchenkova is going to go awry, 30-15. She misses the first serve here, does Anisimova. It's all one-way traffic so far on court number one. But hitting a double fault there won't help her case as she seeks to hold serve at the beginning of this second set. 30 all. She's going to have a second serve here again as well. Forehand return from Pavlyuchenkova into the forehand of Anisimova. Nice forehand winner down the line there from Amanda. 40-30, game point. Yeah. Norrie and Alcaraz, by the way, will be getting underway shortly. Let's see if they are on court yet. Anisimova here with a game point for a 1-love lead. Just looking at an aerial shot of Wimbledon over on the Alcaraz-Norrie stream. So I'm assuming that means that they might not yet be on court for their warm-up. Meanwhile, game point for Anisimova. And that game point comes and goes, so we're at deuce. Game point once again for Anisimova. And she does get it done, so she leads 1-love now. She's won 7 of the 8 games that they've played. That was a tough hold, though. So maybe it's a sign of a more competitive second set. 35 minutes on the clock. Anisimova leads 6-1, 1-love as they change ends. I think Norrie and Alcaraz yet to take to the court. We're heading close now to the 18,400 subscriber mark. So if you haven't already hit subscribe, please do. And of course, do hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Still waiting for Alcaraz and Norrie to take the court on centre court. In the meantime, Pavlyuchenkova here serving 15-love. Going long there. So it's 15-all. Pavlyuchenkova on the offensive there, and Anisimova not able to deal with it. So it's 30-15. Clenched fist for Pavlyuchenkova. All though. Remember, Pavlyuchenkova has just won 1 of the 8 games we've played so far.
Game, Pavlyuchenkova.
Oh, Pavlyuchenkova wins a game.
One game on, second set.
38 minutes on the clock here in this quarterfinal on number 1 court. 6-1. Anisimova won the first set, and it's 1 game all in the second set. This is, of course, for a place in the Wimbledon semi-finals and a chance to play Aryna Sabalenka, who has just come off court having won a 3-set epic over Laura Siegemund. Oh, chalk flies up there. Lovely forehand +1 there from Anisimova. 15 love. Still no sign of Cam Norrie and Carlos Alcaraz. Ooh, Anisimova there with a drop shot that didn't quite work.
40-15.
Okay. Nice attacking play there from Pavlyuchenkova. Pavlyuchenkova's return goes long, though, and so Anisimova holds, much to the chagrin of Anastasia. 2-1 at the change of ends. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. That's all part of the ambience, Cedric, that I'm trying to build. You mean, by the way, the lady who's calling out the scores, yeah? Still waiting for Alcaraz and Norrie to take to the court. Due to get underway around about 6 o'clock, I believe. Just a reminder that Sabalenka is through, having beaten Lauda Siegemund in an epic 4-6, 6-2, 6-4. Siegemund was a breakup in the deciding set, leading 4-3. Fritz has beaten Karen Khachanov in 4 sets to reach his first Wimbledon semi-final, 6-3, 6-4, 1-6, 7-6. Yeah, first Wimbledon semi-final for Taylor Fritz, third time of asking, of course, because he lost in the quarterfinals last year to Lorenzo Musetti and lost in the quarterfinals in 2022 to Rafa Nadal. Both of those were 5-setters as well. And he did say in his on-court interview he was relieved it didn't go 5 sets today. It was a breakdown in the fourth, and so could easily have gone 5 sets and also 4-all in the tiebreak, but Fritz winning the last 3 points there. Anyway, Pavlyuchenkova hit to serve at 1-2 in the second set. +1 there, but what a passing shot from Amanda Anisimova. Love 15. It's those kind of shots that really take the belief away from her opponents. Certainly took the belief away from Pavlyuchenkova in that first set. Love 15. going to change my microphone, ladies and gentlemen. So, bit of pressure here for Pavlyuchenkova. 1-2, 15-30. How you doing, Cedric, by the way? Cedric, where in the world are you based? Somewhere in North America, right? Or are you in the UK? First name feels French. Second name feels Hispanic. It's Cedric Lopez. Double fault, Pavlyuchenkova. It's 2 break points for Anisimova. One break point comes and goes, though, with that return going into the net. Good return there from Anisimova, but that forehand is just going to miss. Deuce. End point, Anastasia. Return from Anisimova goes into the net. It's 2-all. So Pavlyuchenkova has already won more games in this set than she did in the previous one. Okay, Pyrenees. Okay. So you're in Europe. Are you a French native speaker then? Or Spanish? Anisimova attacking here, making it 30 love. 2-all 30 love. Oh, about to take it. There you go. No. As we welcome Norrie and Alcaraz-Norrie. Alcaraz against Norrie, which should be getting underway very shortly. They've just entered the court, by the way, so there you go. Does Pavlyuchenkova have an elbow issue? Not sure. So what is your native language then, Cedric? Is it English? For those of you tuning in, by the way, do hit the like button. And if you haven't done so already, please. We already know some of the semi-finalists from today. Taylor Fritz winning in 4 sets. Sabalenka after an incredible 3 sets encounter she had with Siegemund. She won 6-4 in the third. So Pavlyuchenkova here serving at 2-3. We'll hone in, of course, on the Alcaraz-Norrie match shortly, but they're currently warming up on centre court. And it's Anisimova winning the first point on the Pavlyuchenkova serve after Pavlyuchenkova puts her backhand wide. In all,
15.
Michael Stich in the commentary booth for German television, by the way, for the Alcaraz-Norrie match, which is about to get underway. Good return there from Anisimova, but that forehand slice from Anisimova is not so effective. 30-15. So we see Alcaraz and Norrie just warming up. Good friends, these two, by the way. Cam Norrie affectionately calling Alcaraz Charlie, but I think he's not the only one to do so, by the way. But Carlos Alcaraz, 22 years old, 6 foot in height. He's seeded 2 this year, and his world ranking, of course, is also number 2 in the world. Former world number 1, and who knows, he may well reach those heights again one day, maybe even this year, who knows. The gap between him and Sinner is pretty far, but let's just say an Alcaraz US Open win might well get in there. Not too many points to defend in the latter stages of the year, apart from Beijing. He has dropped sets en route, 1 to Struff, 1 to Rublev, and 2, of course, to Fognini en route to the quarterfinals. A scream of come on there from Anisimova. She gets a break point on the Pavlyuchenkova serve. Okay, was she, Jay? I didn't see that. Backhand return that goes into the net from Anisimova, and we're at deuce. The umpire today is the Frenchman Damien Dumoussois. It's the chair umpire for the Alcaraz-Norrie match. These two have contested, of course, a main tour final before in both Rio and in Buenos Aires. 1 apiece that was. In terms of the tournament, both players have hit 49 aces. How about that? And both players have won 73% of their first serves. Cam Norrie has hit 168 winners in the tournament, while Alcaraz has hit 169. Anisimova has a break point for 4-2. Good depth there from Anisimova. And there's a forehand slice that Pavlyuchenkova can't deal with. So now Anisimova leads by a set and a break.
Anisimova leads by 4 games to 2. Second set.
There you go. Cam Norrie and Alcaraz just practicing serves as they get ready to get underway in their Wimbledon quarterfinal, the final Wimbledon quarterfinal to start on this second week Tuesday. So Anisimova here serving 6-1, 4-2. Ace from the American, who has looked a cut above her Russian bar. And that cut above continues, 4-2, 30 love. Meanwhile, it's Cam Norrie to serve first against Carlos Alcaraz in the final quarterfinal to start of the day. He puts his first serve into the net. So it's a second serve for Alcaraz to look at. Anisimova ace. So she has 40 love for a 6-1, 5-2 lead, 3 game points. $15 all in the first game over on centre court. Anisimova holds comfortably. Pavlyuchenkova cutting a sorry figure right now.
Leads by 5 games to 2. Second set. And by 1 set to love.
Okay, Norrie here on his serve, 15-30. Alcaraz readies himself to return. It's a backhand return, bunted backhand from Cam Norrie. You can see the dynamic that Alcaraz is pretty happy with right now. Alcaraz goes long there on the forehand, though, 30 all. Cam Norrie here with a game point. Forehand cross court, forehand into Alcaraz, backhand bunted down the line by Norrie. Slice from Alcaraz, another slice from Alcaraz. Slice now from Norrie. Forehand up the line from Alcaraz, got a lot of pace on it, but it's not won the point, and in fact, it's Alcaraz who goes long on the forehand. Meanwhile, Pavlyuchenkova serving to stay in the match at 2-5. Cam Norrie holds for 1 love. Double fault, Pavlyuchenkova. 30-15 Pavlyuchenkova as we hit the 1 hour mark in what's been a pretty swift encounter in terms of the fact that we might well be near the finish line.
Let's first serve.
Long, long way back now for Pavlyuchenkova. Effectively, it is just one break of serve in this second set, but 5-2.
30 all.
30 all, ladies and gentlemen. 30 all. Are we nearing the finish line in this encounter? 2 points away now, Anisimova, from a crushing win. 1 hour, 1 minute on the clock. Pavlyuchenkova to serve. 2-5, 30 all. Forehand return is pretty meaty, but it's not won the point outright, and she goes long on the forehand, so 40-30.
40-30.
Double fault from Carlos Alcaraz brings up love 30 in the opening game of that match. Sorry, the second game of that match. The opening service game for Carlos Alcaraz. Oh, lovely forehand winner there from Anisimova. Deuce. Lovely winner down the line from Cam Norrie, the lefty. And it's love 40, 3 break points. Nice one, Pavlyuchenkova. Good serve. She's smiling.
Advantage, Pavlyuchenkova.
Alcaraz saves one of those break points, 15-40. Lovely return from Anisimova. Volleyed winner from Alcaraz, 30-40. Deuce, though, on number 1 court. Again, Anisimova just 2 points away from victory. She's yet to garner a match point, though. Good return there from Norrie. Nice forehand, though, from Alcaraz. Cross court from Alcaraz is decent. He's going to come into the net, but it's no need. He saves the third break point, and it's deuce. Advantage Pavlyuchenkova on number 1 point for another game point for the Russians. So still no match points for Anisimova. It's only a matter of time, though, surely. And she still remains 1 game away from victory.
Game, Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova leads by 5 games to 3. Second set.
So Anisimova serving for the match because Pavlyuchenkova did eventually hold. And Norrie has another break point. Forehand return from Pavlyuchenkova. Lovely forehand winner, though, there from Anisimova, because that wasn't easy to deal with. 15 love. She is focused on a place in the Wimbledon semi-final and a match with Aryna Sabalenka. Norrie puts a forehand into the net, so it's back to deuce. Anisimova misses that forehand.
15 all.
15 all. Alcaraz has a game point for 1-1. Anisimova 2 points away from a place in the Wimbledon semi-finals. Backhand return. It's a really good return from Pavlyuchenkova. She's got a smash here and she puts it away, 30-all. She gesticulates to the crowd, come on, and she's smiling.
30.
Down the tee, backhand return, forehand from Anastasia, Anisimova. Anisimova on the defense, Pavlyuchenkova on the attack, Anisimova on the defense, Pavlyuchenkova on the attack, and she puts it away, 30-40. Meanwhile, Alcaraz has held for 1-1.
30, 40.
30-40, comeback incoming, smiles all round, break point, Pavlyuchenkova.
Let's. Passer.
Pavlyuchenkova goes long on the forehand. Meanwhile, Norrie serving at 1-1, 15-30 against Alcaraz. Advantage Pavlyuchenkova. Still, Anisimova cannot garner a match point. She's been on the precipice of victory in terms of being on that 5 figure for a couple of games now. But Pavlyuchenkova held, not facing a match point. And now Anisimova serving for the match, but not managing to garner a match point. But come on, she says, as she has an unreturned serve, bringing up deuce. Norrie the line there as chalk flies up. Double fault from Anisimova. Break point again for Pavlyuchenkova. Bit of nerves perhaps there for the American, even with the gaping gap between her and Pavlyuchenkova. Gaping gaps, probably the first time I've ever said that. There is a gap opening up though on centre court as Alcaraz breaks for 2-1. And Pavlyuchenkova breaks. Well. Anisimova there was serving for the match, but was unable to get over the line. Forehand error at the end, and Pavlyuchenkova breaks. When she returns, she's still got one more game to win, though, because it's 4-5, so she has to win that game, of course. As for Alcaraz and Norrie, they are at a change of ends as well. But Alcaraz has just broken, so he's opened up a mini gap, leading 2-1 after 12 minutes over on centre court. Do hit the like button. Your thoughts, either on the 2 matches that we've already seen, Taylor Fritz winning in 4 sets over Karen Khachanov, and Arina Sabalenka winning in 3 sets over Laura Siegemund. Or perhaps you've got some thoughts on the 2 matches that are currently in play. Maybe you've got a prediction for Alcaraz-Norrie, or maybe some thoughts on Anisimova-Pavlyuchenkova. You're welcome to predict the... no need. Let's say that. Alcaraz enters the quarterfinals on an 18-match winning streak at the moment. Yeah. Beginning in Rome, I guess. The last match he lost was against Holger Rune in Barcelona, which feels like a long time ago. And by the way, that was certainly injury affected, as I think Alcaraz had an elbow injury in that encounter, or was it abductor? It meant he had to skip Madrid, one of his home tournaments. And then since then, he's won Rome, the French Open, Queens, and now he's in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon. You could even go back to Monte Carlo, of course, that he won. And so he's just lost 1 match since the clay court season began. Previous defeat to that, of course, was David Goffin in Miami. I think it was his first match in Miami as well. Okay, Pavlyuchenkova here serving to stay in the match. 15-love. Body serve, which is dealt with on the backhand from Anisimova. Backhand now from Pavlyuchenkova is going to miss. 15-all. Alcaraz here at love 30 on his serve, by the way. Good return there from Norrie. Good forehand winner there from Alcaraz. 15-30.
That's it.
$30-all Alcaraz-Norrie. 15-30 here. Again, Anisimova. She just seems to be constantly 2 points away from victory at the moment. Down the tee, forehand return. Backhand from and now she's going to get some match points. After that backhand from Pavlyuchenkova goes long. 2 match points for Amanda Anisimova. Was a close goal. Look at that, millimeters. And you could hear it from the reaction of the crowd. And because of the reaction of the crowd, Pavlyuchenkova decides to look at the screen and see just how far it went out. And she shakes her head in frustration. 15-40, 2 match points. First serve goes into the net. I feel a blockbuster return coming here from Anisimova. Maybe Pavlyuchenkova feels the same. Is it going to add to her anxiety? 15-40. Forehand return. Backhand from Pavlyuchenkova is decent. Forehand from Pavlyuchenkova into the backhand of Anisimova. Backhand from Pavlyuchenkova down the line. And it's got a really low bounce, making it really tricky for Anisimova to deal with. And she can't deal with it. She nets on the forehand side. And Pavlyuchenkova has saved the first of the 2 match points. Whew. 30-40, Pavlyuchenkova serving here. She's got a first serve. Where's she going to go with this first serve? She goes down the tee, lands it in. Backhand drop shot from her, but it's not going to be good enough to win the point outright. But Anisimova cannot chase it down and then get it over the net. Deuce. Pavlyuchenkova, by the way, she had long had a sponsorship deal with Lacoste, but that seems to not be in place anymore, as I see a difficult to make out shirt from her in terms of the sponsor or the Powell. Clips the net and lands in, so it's going to be another first serve for Pavlyuchenkova. Alcaraz consolidated his break and leads 3.
Pavlyuchenkova.
Advantage Pavlyuchenkova. She wins 3 points in a row, saving 2 match points. 4.5 minutes now this game is. She has a game point for 5-all. Ooh, forehand goes into the net from Pavlyuchenkova with deuce.
Juice.
Forehand winner down the line, Pavlyuchenkova. Game point once again for the Russian unseeded player. And very much underdog in this encounter from the minute the first ball was struck. Game Pavlyuchenkova as Anisimova hits the return long, saving 2 match points. 5-all.
5-all. Second set.
Double fault Anisimova.
Love 15.
And Alcaraz has a double break advantage in the first set. 4-1, 15 love.
Love 30.
Love 30 now on the Anisimova serve. Is Pavlyuchenkova going to break and then serve for the second set? That would be wild, considering where we were at. Come on, though, says Anisimova, as she wins the next point as Pavlyuchenkova hits a backhand long, 15-30. Alcaraz with 3 game points for a 5-1 lead. And he's taken it with a serve +1 on the backhand side. 5-1 he leads. That was a swift hold there for Carlos. 1 minute and 19 seconds. Meanwhile, second serve here, Anisimova-Pavlyuchenkova. Forehand winner from Anisimova. I thought I heard a net cord clip there as it went through. But anyway, it's 30-all. Anisimova holds in the end.
Anisimova leads by
6 games to 5. Meanwhile, what is going on between Alcaraz and Norrie? Norrie is serving to stay in the first set, but he does lead 40-15 on his serve. Okay. Coming up tomorrow at the beginning will be Miro Andreeva against Bencic on centre court, followed by Kaboli against Djokovic. Those 2 matches will be on centre court. On number 1 court will be Swiatek Samsonova, followed by Sinner against Shelton. I wonder if Kaboli's post-match comments, by the way, saying, please put me on a show court. Well, of course, he was always going to be on a show court for the quarterfinal, but I don't know, for me, Sinner Shelton is a bit more centre court worthy than Kaboli Sinner, but hey, what do I know? Anisimova's 22nd Grand Slam appearance. Her best result was a semi-final at Roland Garros in 2019, where she lost to Ash Barty. Okay, Pavlyuchenkova serving to stay in the match. What a return winner that is from Anisimova. Forehand aggression there from Anisimova. Love 30. Norrie holds, by the way. So Alcaraz is going to serve for the first set at 5-2. Alcaraz winning the first point on serve here, 5-2, 15-love. Meanwhile, Pavlyuchenkova wins the next point for 15-30. Good serve there from Pav, but well dealt with by Anisimova. Is Anisimova going to get some more match points? No, not yet. Anyway, 30 all. Oh, what a return there from Cam Norrie for 15 all. Anisimova misses the return, 40-30. She slumps to her knees. She looks like it's not quite a meltdown. We're a long way from that, but she's very disappointed with how it's gone from 5-2, losing. She lost 3 games in a row. She arrested that slide by holding serve, but anyway. And she's missed that forehand. We're going to go to a tiebreak. 6 all. Alcaraz with 2 set points. Tiebreak. Nice volley at the net there from Alcaraz. He seals the first set by 6 games to 2 over Cam Norrie. Comfortable is the best way to describe that first set for the Spaniard. Okay, tie break between Anisimova and Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova serving first. Lovely backhand there, Anisimova. Good defense, though, from Pavlyuchenkova. But that wasn't so good from the Russian. She hits it long.
1-0. Anisimova. 1-1.
1-1. Pavlyuchenkova serving here. Can she force a deciding set? Good return there from Anisimova. Backhand here from Anisimova. Forehand Pavlyuchenkova. Backhand Anisimova. Come on, says Anisimova with that incredible depth there with that shot, forcing the error. 2-1 she leads. Mini break advantage for the American.
Requesting a replay of the call on the right baseline.
Oh, dearie me. Wimbledon, don't tell me you're messing up here again. This is just getting beyond a joke. But as it turns out, the replay suggests it clips the line. But Pavlyuchenkova doesn't believe it. And I can understand why. Wimbledon has been an absolute shambles regarding the technology. But it's not really a surprise given who manages the tournament. Anyway, 2-1, Anisimova leads. Second serve. Oh, nice return there, Pavlyuchenkova. 2-2. And once again, Anisimova falls to the ground in disappointment more than balance. Alcaraz, just incredible tennis. 3-2 Pavlyuchenkova. Now it's Pavlyuchenkova with a mini break advantage. Pavlyuchenkova 3-2. So 3-3, change of ends. Alcaraz has a break point on centre court. Saved by Norrie. Nice serve, Pavlyuchenkova. Clipping the line. Clipping the service line. 4-3 now, Pavlyuchenkova leads. Alcaraz on the attack, but he misses that forehand. So it's a game point now for Norrie. Pavlyuchenkova pushing Anisimova from one side to the other. And she now leads this tiebreak 5-3. She was down and out at this match at 6-1, 5-2. She smiled as she held for 5-3. Like smiled as in like nice to win a game. What a return from Pavlyuchenkova, and Anisimova can't deal with it. She has 6 set points. Sorry, not quite 6, but she has 3 set points, does Pavlyuchenkova. And there's another wry grin from her box. 6-3. First serve goes long by some distance as well. Backhand return from Anisimova. Backhand down the line from Anisimova is too good. 6-4.
6-4. Pavlyuchenkova.
Lovely return from Anisimova there. Too good. 6-5. Both of those serves from Pavlyuchenkova were returned with absolute venom from the American. Still going to be one more set point, but this time it's on the Anisimova serve. What about that return from Pavlyuchenkova? Forehand, Pavlyuchenkova goes into the net though, and it's 6-all. 3 set points have come and gone. Wow. Over on centre court, Alcaraz leads 6-2, having won the first set, 6-2, sorry, and now on serve at the beginning of the second. One hour, 34 minutes now for this Anisimova-Pavlyuchenkova match. Looked like we'd be done in about an hour and a quarter, but the last 20 minutes has seen a dramatic twist in this encounter. Are we going to get a few more, or is it going to be done? Return from Pavlyuchenkova, I think is too good. It is. A 4th set point. For Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. Anisimova's had 2 match points. Come and go. Anisimova hitting that ball with venom, and she saves another set point. 7-all. 4 set points have come and gone, and 3 of them were on the Pavlyuchenkova serve. Norrie, by the way, 1-all at the beginning of the second set. I'll come to the live chat shortly, but at the moment, it's drama on court number 1. First serve doesn't land. Is it going to 5 for Pavlyuchenkova or match point number 3 for Anisimova? Forehand return. It's going to go long. So it's going to be a 5th set point for Pavlyuchenkova. It's on the Anisimova serve, but that doesn't seem to really matter right now. Sue Barker in the crowd on centre court. She shakes her head at something Alcaraz has done, probably that drop shot. Nice from Alcaraz. Okay, set point number 5. Why am I whispering? Don't know. Doesn't matter. Oh, the forehand return goes into the net, and it's 8-all. 5 set points have come and gone for Pavlyuchenkova now. All coming in this tiebreak, by the way. She had a 6-3 lead. Good return. Oh, well done, Anisimova, though. Whistling the rally. She passes her. Wow. Anisimova, incredible defense getting that back over the net, and then also incredible composure to pass Pavlyuchenkova at the net. And we're going to have a 3rd match point for Anisimova. Honestly, I don't know which way to look right now. As I do a Jerry Francis, if you know who he is. He used to do this all the time in interviews. Former football manager and player, QPR among others, and Spurs. Okay, 8-9 here, Pavlyuchenkova. Into the body of Anisimova, but she misses the return. And she's so annoyed. 9-all. Change of ends. Wow. Norrie Alcaraz, by the way, 1-all deuce on the Norrie serve at the beginning of the 2nd set. I'll come to some of your comments in a moment. Loads of comments here in the chat that I've missed. I do apologize. Alcaraz is better on grass than on clay. What are you saying, says Nerlan? No, but there's more competition on the clay. That's why the results seem a bit more lopsided on the grass, i.e. 2 Queen's titles and 2 Wimbledon titles. I mean, he's basically winning most of his grass court titles that he enters since 2023. Did the Queen's Wimbledon double that year, won Wimbledon last year, and is on the verge of a Queen's Wimbledon double this year. Well, not quite on the verge, but you know what I mean. Oh, what a passing shot from Anisimova. 10-9. 4th match point for Amanda. I thought Pavlyuchenkova was in charge at that point, but maybe the fact that Anisimova didn't have many options really helps her in terms of the mental side of this tense tiebreak. 10-9. Anisimova. She gets a first serve in here, and you'd fancy her chances of finally getting over the line. Body serve. Gets it over the line. She does. Finally. Into the body. Pavlyuchenkova, that fight back in the 2nd set, in the end, proved fruitless. Anisimova was the better player, but listen, what a 2nd set that was. Pavlyuchenkova will have some regrets with those 5 set points coming and going, but it's Anisimova who gets over the line, 6-1, 7-6. It was tough for her. She led 6-1, 5-2. She had 2 match points as well that came and went. But as we went into that tiebreak, you were fearing the worst in terms of her mental side of things. Pavlyuchenkova having 5 set points as well during that tiebreak. She led it 6-3. That was the moment when it went from 6-3 to 6-all. You then thought, okay, and although she had a couple more set points thereafter, Pavlyuchenkova gathers herself and her things. Someone maybe can let me know who that young chap is who's about to come on court. Pavlyuchenkova goes off court. Bless her. She waves to the crowd. It's another deep run for her at a slam that comes to an end, falling just short. Someone in the live chat can maybe let me know who that young person is who's just joined Anisimova on court. But it's the American who goes through to set up a semi-final with Aryna Sabalenka. One hour, 39 minutes. And we're going to hear from Anisimova now for her on-court interview. 6-1, 7-6. She has beaten Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova.
Well, we have a couple of people to congratulate. Not only do we have Amanda Anisimova making it through to the semi-finals of Wimbledon for a first time.
I don't want to be out. No.
But Amanda, who have we got here with you?
This is my nephew, Jackson, and he flew in this morning.
Oh, wow.
And it's his birthday on Thursday.
Ah, her nephew, Jackson, who's going to celebrate. Going to be 4 on Thursday, the day that her auntie plays a Wimbledon semi-final.
And able to go through such an eventful match and look so fresh.
Yeah,
well done, Jackson.
Yeah, he's more tough than me. He's the older brother, so.
If you don't mind, I'm going to have to ask you about that extraordinary match, Amanda. The first set, 6-1. The second set, I'm going to find it hard to explain to people, so I'll let you do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a battle today. I was up there in the second set, and yeah, she started to play some unreal tennis, and I just kept fighting. And yeah, the tie break was super stressful, but yeah, I'm just so happy that I got it done and super excited to be in the semifinal for the first time. It's super special, and yeah, thank you.
And obviously, you've clearly got a good luck charm in Jackson.
Yeah.
But other some very important people that are here with you, supporting you.
Yeah, I mean, my whole team here, this wouldn't have been possible without them, and being so tough in that tiebreaker. I mean, I think they're the ones who, you know, have implemented that in me. And yeah, my sister is here with her husband, and I'm just super grateful that, you know, they flew in and got to experience this with me. Yeah, it doesn't happen often, so it's just super special.
Jake will be pleased with that.
And I know it's been well documented, but you had a period where you took a break from the game of tennis. You needed to just get away from things, reset yourself, and come back. Can you quite imagine the level that you've achieved through 2025 so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an extraordinary year for me. So many highs, and yeah, it's just been such a ride, and I've been enjoying every step of the way. And even times like today when, you know, you're not sure you're going to cross the finish line, and I just keep reminding myself to enjoy the moment. It's not often you get to play on this special court in front of so many special people. Thank you guys so much for the atmosphere. It was incredible.
Well, Amanda, many congratulations, and thank you for allowing Jackson to share this moment with us. Thank you, Jackson. Amanda Anisimova through to the semi-finals at Wimbledon.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to those that joined us for the Anisimova-Pavlyuchenkova ride, which has seen Anisimova eventually get through 6-1, 7-6. And you could join us on the other side now for Alcaraz and Norrie.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.